Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 852. And it would have been 853, but we completely lost the podcast the other night and only recorded 8 seconds of it. I do apologize. It was a good podcast, though. But
hey, look at it this way. Hey, if we were on a bull, we would have been the best. We'd have held
8
on.
seconds? That's the record? Yeah?
Yes. Staying on for 8 seconds is good on one of those bull machines.
All right. Well, I am your host, Matrix Low 2 and 2, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Nothing. Just useless information.
What's up, Chris?
Not too much.
I don't think I could survive 8 seconds on a bull. I never tried, but I don't think I would want to, at this age, break my back. But anyway, what do we got, Chris?
So I thought this was pretty interesting. We didn't get to talk about it when it first came out.
Are we actually recording? Yeah? Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to check now because I don't know.
So I'm gonna screen share this. This is from an upcoming art book for Kong Skull Island.
Ooh.
And it shows some concept art and whatnot. So, excuse me. This might be a potential spoiler. So if you don't want to see it,
Hey, it's a
stop
sketchbook. I mean, anything like that is good.
Right. So this is pretty cool. So I'm gonna screen share this. It's kind of blurry, but.
Ooh.
Didn't I see that before?
Possibly, I don't know. This was
cool.
officially revealed a couple of days ago, or a day ago. So we have Kong.
It does look awesome.
He's fighting a skull crawler, which this skull crawler is much larger than some of the ones we saw in the trailer.
Did we do this on a show already?
No, this just came out.
Okay. Why don't I have deja vu? It's so weird.
We may have shared something similar to this,
Okay.
but I'm actually pretty pleased. I mean, I think this looks cool if this is in the movie.
Okay.
I'm not sure it's going to be because we saw a pretty big skull crawler.
Right.
I don't know if it's the same one. But I really like the design of Kong, and I really like these skull crawlers. I think they're really cool.
I like that.
Unique kaiju.
That would make, I know I've said that would make an interesting, not puzzle, but model. That definitely would make a great model.
That actually looks really cool, honestly.
Yeah.
So how many creatures does he fight?
Well, we don't know how many he fights, but the island, Skull Island, is full of what appears to be new kaiju. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I might be wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kong was the only familiar kaiju that we see in this movie, like one we've seen before. It wouldn't surprise me if every other thing that we see in this movie is something new or based on something that we know of, but it's not actually that thing. It's just kind of resembles it or looks like.
So basically, keeping Kong as the primary character, and then maybe in a sequel, go okay. Here's ones you definitely know.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I wouldn't be surprised if they make a sequel to Kong, depending on how the movie does. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't actually see any familiar kaiju, because Kong really doesn't have like a major enemy other than like the T-Rexes that he fights on the island, which in some versions they're not even T-Rexes. But I think that they're going to leave the familiar kaiju to Godzilla. Like we're going to see Rodan and Mothra and Ghidorah. But again, along with that, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue making Godzilla movies, or in Godzilla vs. Kong, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a new kaiju in those movies as well, which I'm totally for. And another thing, kind of going back to what I said before with the T-Rexes and whatnot, I might be in the minority because I've seen that this is a complaint that some people have. It's a minor thing. It's not like saying, oh, I'm not going to go see it because of this. But I'm happy that there are no dinosaurs, as far as we know,
Yeah.
on Skull Island.
Yeah, we don't need no Jurassic Park thing.
That's overkill.
Yeah. I'm tired of the dinosaurs, really. I mean, we've seen Kong fight dinosaurs in at least 3 or 4 movies now.
I agree.
I'm glad, and to be fair, it wouldn't really make sense because dinosaurs didn't even get as big as Kong.
Right. I mean, that's just
the ones he fights.
I'm trying to remember. Did he? I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it because I can't remember the '70 version of King Kong. I'm trying to remember if he battled dinosaurs in that one or just climbed the World Trade Center. I don't remember now.
There was a rumor because I remember I had a discussion with an old landlord of mine, and he said that besides Kong, they had filmed like 5 other things or 3 other things, like sequel type of things back in the day, that they weren't even allowed. They maybe aired it once or something, and the person bought it when nobody could ever see it, and they showed like other creatures or something on that island and him fighting it. It wasn't just him falling at the Empire. It was other stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, you imagine if that ever came to light?
It wouldn't surprise me.
And people never knew that there was 5 Kong movies before the Empire State Building thing.
It wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
Yeah.
Back in the day, there was a King Kong animated show that had a really interesting.
Yeah, I saw a trailer for that.
I didn't. It's not new. It's actually it's an older show. There is a newer show on Netflix which I haven't watched, but when I was younger, before I had to go to school in the morning, I would usually have time before I had to go, and they would have that show on. I think it was like JetX or something that used to show it, and it was an older style cartoon, but it was really good. The thing that I really liked about it, and I wouldn't maybe in like not now, obviously, because they're doing something with Kong now, but in the future, like when they're done, I wouldn't mind them bring this premise, because I think it could be a really, really creative idea, not just for Kong. But in the show, Kong was like sentient like he is, he was pretty intelligent. And the main characters had these devices that they could kind of combine their consciousness with other like giant it had to be giant monsters. It couldn't be like something that like equal size as far as I remember. And like the main character would do this with Kong, and he would become like a stronger version of Kong. But it was still Kong, right? So they did that, and I remember specifically that there was one episode where the villain, like the main villain, had one of these devices as well, and he did it with the Loch Ness Monster. Like he fused with the Loch Ness Monster, and it turned into this like giant serpent, like humanoid thing.
Oh wow!
Had to fight. It was a really cool idea. And I was like, I wonder if eventually that could be something that they do. Because, and I was thinking about it, I could see that potentially being the future of like the Pacific Rim universe, where it's not Kong, but maybe they figure out a way to combine with kaiju, or there's a certain type of kaiju, and the aliens on the other side do it with the kaiju, and then the humans get the technology, and they find a way to do it. Because I got to tell you, I really do think this sequel to Pacific Rim is going to do really well, and I think we're going to get a third one. So,
okay,
that's just an idea. But going back to Kong, I'm excited for this movie. I like that concept art. I'm going to possibly pick up that art book, because I bought the Godzilla art book. I got it on sale for a great price.
Okay.
And I love that art book. I think it's a really, really good book, and it shows you kind of the process that they went to for this movie, and his design, and for the characters, and what their idea was going into it. So I hope they do the same thing with this Kong art book.
Do they plan on having additional Kong movies as by itself, or that was not in the cards?
You mean for this one, for Skull Island?
Yeah. Besides King Kong vs. Godzilla,
as far as I know right now, the end game for this kaiju universe for Godzilla and Kong is Godzilla vs. Kong.
Okay.
But here's my thing. I think that movie is going to do well, whether it's a good movie or a bad movie.
Oh, yeah.
So if it's good and it does really well, I would not be surprised if we get a quote-unquote fourth Godzilla movie and what would be a technical third Kong movie. Or, I mean, you could say Godzilla 3 and Kong 2 if you don't want to consider Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah.
Movie for each one of them.
I can already picture the trailers for the Kong versus Godzilla thing.
Oh, I can't freaking wait. I'm like a child.
Yeah, I can already picture major battles in history. And, of course, they show Muhammad Ali and all that.
Yeah, they'll probably do that.
Those types of battles like that. And then finally it's like the one you're really waiting for. Then, boom, there's the... And
I've been waiting for...
I don't know if they should do Kong's roar first or Godzilla's roar first. But you see the thing fade to black after they show the last...
Probably Kong first, and then Godzilla, because Godzilla the main guy in the end, I guess. I've been waiting for this since I was a kid. And I'm like, oh, what would happen if they had a rematch and stuff like, So I'm excited.
I gotta say, the thing I'm most excited for, other than potentially a new kaiju showing up in that they have to work together to fight, I'm really interested in seeing how, like, what is the purpose? Like, how do they meet? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is like the catalyst to all of this? Like,
right.
My idea is that it has to do with something that happens in Godzilla 2. Because my idea is, if in Godzilla 2, Mothra and Rodan and Ghidorah are in the movie, we obviously know that Godzilla is going to survive because he has to fight Kong. My thing is, the way I'd go about it, you have the ending of Godzilla 2014 with people thinking that Godzilla is like their savior.
Mm-hmm.
What I would do is, in the second one, when Mothra, Rodan, and Ghidorah show up, and obviously Ghidorah is causing all these problems, you kind of have people think that, oh, Godzilla is going to show up and save us, right?
Right.
And he shows up, but he causes so much destruction in doing so that people are like, oh, maybe we had the wrong idea. And maybe the government or whoever contacts Monarch and says, we have to find a way to stop this. And they say, well, there is something that we know about. And maybe they bring Kong, because technically, like they showed in the trailer, you can kind of reason with Kong. You know what I'm saying? He's not like Godzilla, where Godzilla is just, I got to get what I got to get done. I don't care what's in my way. I don't care who suffers because of it. With Kong, it from what they showed in the trailer, it kind of looks like he only gets pissed at you if you provoke him. So if they bring him, maybe the whole idea is they get Godzilla and him in like the same area, and they're like, well, one of them is going to kill the other, or ideally, Kong will kill Godzilla, or they'll kill each other, and then new kaiju shows up, and they're like, oh, well,
You mean like you think somebody is gonna, like, maybe they'll have a female lead and she's gonna lead Kong, or go there and see Godzilla and put her down, and then it'll attack Godzilla?
And they're trying to pit the two together, and thinking, well, one of those whole things, whoever wins, we're the losers type of stuff.
Yeah, because I could definitely see them trying to play off the whole Kong is going to be the underdog thing. Because, I mean, let's be honest, right? If Kong doesn't have some sort of, like, natural, like, weapon ability like he did in King Kong versus Godzilla, where he had, like, the electricity from his hands.
Yeah, that was weird.
If Kong is just going at Godzilla with, like, his strength, I have a funny feeling Godzilla is going to be able to overpower him.
Is that what they're going to do, though, again? The electricity?
I don't think so.
That's stupid, though. That doesn't make any sense.
That wasn't even supposed to be Kong. The only reason that was in there was because that movie was originally supposed to be Godzilla versus Frankenstein, the Toho version.
Okay.
The Toho version had lightning powers.
I see.
So, I mean, theoretically, a being that has lightning... Well, I mean, they also had to give Godzilla a weakness in that movie, that he was weak to electricity. If you look in the first Godzilla movie, if you look in Gojira, he walked through the vault that they had. That was their major plan, to keep him out of the city. And he walks through, and then in Godzilla King of the Monsters, that's the one of my favorite scenes, is when Raymond Burr says he walked through the towers. Yep. Now it seems Tokyo has no defense.
Right.
Yep. That's the one thing I remember.
They had to give Godzilla a weakness, right? So here's my thing. This is how I would go about it. In Godzilla 2, you have Ghidorah obviously messing up all three, Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra, because he's Ghidorah, right? Mm-hmm. You have Godzilla pull out some new ability that he has. The spiral red breath, his nuclear pulse.
Right.
Flying.
And what you say is, that kills Ghidorah, or gets it to the point where they kill Ghidorah, and Godzilla doesn't recover from that for a while. Now you have it go into Godzilla versus Kong. He's weakened. He's not at full power. Now Kong has a chance. Now it's a.
See, I don't know if I like that. I would rather them both be at full power. But you're saying if they're both full power, Godzilla's going to win easily.
Well, maybe not full power. Maybe just half power at the beginning, and then he builds his.
Right. Because this is the thing, right? It would also help if there's going to be a kaiju that they both have to work together to fight, because I have a funny feeling that Toho, and not just Toho, a lot of Godzilla fans would probably be like, well, if this is a new kaiju, you're saying this new kaiju is better than Godzilla at full power? However, if he's not at full power,
right,
it solves two things. It makes Kong have a better chance,
Yeah.
And it makes if this is a new kaiju, people will say, okay, Godzilla wasn't at full power. And we have to remember, too, and Gareth Edwards confirmed this, the 2014 Godzilla is never at full power because he's so far past his prime. He's ancient. He's basically like an elderly Godzilla. So he's not at full power anymore. He'll never be at full power again. But he's still so strong.
Right.
It makes it look like he's at full power. So, I was thinking about this a couple days ago. Technically, we have never seen a legendary Godzilla in his prime. So what would that be?
Well, what about that time travel one where he was a dinosaur and then they did something and then he became
I'm talking about the legendary one.
The legendary. Okay, good.
Like we've seen other Godzillas in what we would consider their prime.
Right.
But this one, the way they described it was like the old samurai coming back.
There's no way he could be in his prime. They can't even do like a thing like his son or something.
Well, that was another thing I was thinking. What I think would be interesting is maybe in Godzilla 2 you have this Godzilla die, and then there's another Godzilla who is like an adolescent or something, and that's the one that fights Kong. Which again wouldn't be at full power.
Because they're both growing up, right? I mean, Kong's growing up.
Well, Kong's growing up in Skull Island, which is like it's in the 70s.
Oh, years. Okay.
So by 2020, you figure that's about 50 years.
Okay.
He's probably full grown or close to it by that time.
Okay.
So, who knows? I mean, they could go into this and say, yeah, Godzilla's at full power and Kong can keep up with them. I won't complain if they do that.
Right.
As long as they can explain it. But I think they have to explain how Kong is going to survive Godzilla's atomic breath. Because unless he has some sort of ability, and it's kind of hard to say because we haven't seen the movie yet, he's going to get messed up.
He's going to become a s'more real quick.
Yeah, he's going to be burned further. Yeah.
Yeah, even in the old one, he had a hard time with Godzilla's. Like I know people, they always show that part where he sticks the tree in Godzilla's mouth.
Yeah.
But what happens in the next scene?
Yeah.
Godzilla fires his atomic breath. He blows the tree apart and it hits Kong. So it's like, okay,
right.
Kong doesn't really have much of a chance if they do that. So
they're going to annihilate it.
Godzilla's got to be. Yeah, I agree.
So you're thinking they're going to have somebody interfere while they're fighting?
Oh, I definitely think that because of what Thomas Tull said.
So who is it going to be? Ghidorah, because Ghidorah's already going to be in there, right?
Well, they're saying he's going to be in 2. So what I'm hoping is that it's a new kaiju. I'm hoping that it's.
Could it be like Gigan or Megalon or?
Maybe.
Right.
Like I said, I hope it's something new. I hope that they make up a kaiju. I tell you what. I wouldn't be upset if it was like a mutated skull crawler.
Or what if they don't do like a Mecha Godzilla or something?
Or bring back the Smog Monster.
Godzilla.
No?
Because technically, like, they're trying to keep this grounded.
Okay.
And like, why would you build a robot that looks like Godzilla? Like,
yeah.
Like that works in like the Showa and the Heisei series.
Right, I know.
Like the Toa series that you could be a little bit more campy with it, but with this one, it would be like, why did you build a giant robot that looks like Godzilla? Why doesn't it just look like a person? Like humanoid, like the Jaegers.
Okay. All right. So, did you want to?
Anybody see the sneak peek trailer of the Mummy?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't even see it yet. Yeah, it's good.
It actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Really? I'm going to check it out.
When is it, Scott? They said that the new trailer, the full one, comes out in 2 days.
Yeah, and Sunday it's going to be coming out. And this, I know I'm going to sound contradictory here. But I can honestly say, seeing that sneak peek trailer, they actually did a good job in doing a sneak peek enough to where I'm actually looking forward to the Sunday release.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I saw that, and
why is Sunday released? That makes no sense. They don't do that.
I don't know.
They're going to release the trailer on Sunday?
Maybe they're going to do it during The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, Walking Dead, okay.
Because, I mean, technically it's like, it's not zombies, but it's like, she's a mummy.
Right.
It is a woman.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. That's
mummy, which is, I think, a callback to...
The second one?
Sure, the second one, yeah.
Something like that? All right, guys. I guess that'll be it for this one. So take care. Bye for now.